Now, I had certain plans with a pile of pines that I had slashed up, green ones. Behind the woods over there, there's a hill. You can see the ridges of it right over there, and it goes along. Very sun-exposed area. It would be very great for filling up biomass and such, but it's impossible for me to take this cart up, and carrying it through the rugged terrain, even if it's a short distance, is significantly harder than just getting it up here. So I have another idea. I'm going to take some coal, and then I'm going to plant some nitrogen-fixing plants, and then solve it in that manner. Get it green, thick, and lovely. In the meanwhile, I had thought of taking all these pines up here, and just as I have done over there, thicken the some of the areas here and further up, because getting it on the cart up here, it's significantly easy when I just get it on the road. But much of this pile is already so far into the woods where the spruces that you see, I'm sure you can identify those pointy coniferous ones, yeah, they get entangled, they tip over. I certainly don't want a ditch over there to get a bunch of branches that clogs it up and causes a problem down the road. So I settled for just this batch here, and I have another idea which involves gathering all the pine needles here, because they're very easy to actually just shake loose as this dries up. And then I'll try to find a place to have these pines here, because I will be harvesting more. But the thing is, it's hard to actually utilize the nitrogen in these pines as is. It will tend to just it just goes into the air if you don't have a proper measure for it. That what you're seeing over there is an experiment of that, where mulch is placed over, some coal is also placed over to catch any nitrogen that goes into the air, but it's mostly to keep it moist and have as much of it compose into soil as is. And I'm sure you can see there is some greens growing through all that, which may or may not be helpful. But again, I don't really know that part. So what did I decide to do now that I realized this will become a problematic thing? This is one cart, and I could probably get at least 10 more of these that I had slashed up earlier this year. Well, over at the barn there, which hasn't been really in use for, I don't know, like really in use when it was in use with chickens and stuff, that's well over a decade ago. I would say roughly around 12 or something years ago. No, actually more, 14 to 15 years, the latest. And there was under there, you can see like the basement part of it. It is actually jam-packed with this. This is shit, literally. But it's not the kind of shit you would think it is. I mean, it's chicken shit. It's fairly predictable. There's some grass, starch and whatever. But what really surprised me was how tough it is. And I guess what you're seeing here, and what I'm going to demonstrate for you now, is the process of fossilizing shit. Just watch this. Rock hard. Yeah? It's fucking tough. Now, I'm not Superman, so take that for what you want. But I certainly am not able to, like, even if I could break this up, it's way too much effort for me to even care about. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to break loose a few more of these bigger pieces, bring them up, and just to condense this and keep this pile here, because this is so strong, the wood itself, it will keep having aeration. And then I'm going to try to put some water on it and see if that helps. If that does help, I have some water actually in those buckets over there from a fire that made all these coal here. Look how cute she is. And if that, because this has been dry most of the time, so that perhaps explains why it is so calcified, or whatever you want to call it, why it's so rock hard. So if water will do the trick, you know, getting this to be a much, yeah, it's like fucking rocks. Yeah. If water will make it easier, then this is something I should bring up while it's raining, and I can strew it on there. No, actually not there, because I want to just see what happens by leaving it as it is. Yeah, that means that I can enhance certain mossy areas over there, a pile behind the trees, and further up there, you know, I have several places where I'd like to enrich. And there's no point of this staying under the barn. It's like, I mean, the only ones that are actually using it is the mice. And yeah, she tends to hang out there and deal with that. But so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Fossilized shit experiment. Really had not expected this to be an experiment of mine, but yeah, we'll see what happens.